The Fish's Bargain, Episode 4. The next morning, Kumix brought his new batch of shotl to the swamp. Looks like he's offering it to the fish. So, it's the way you like it? Oh, he's already given it to the fish. Yes, very nice. Good. I'll make some for you every day if it pleases you. And I will bestow a boon for every offering of this delicious shotl. And as he's doing this, he transmits the location of a secret fishing spot. See, look. If you go around the headland, you will catch more fish than you can carry. So this is the forest. That's the swamp. This is the ocean, and they usually fish out here, which is right down the river from them out there in this bay. But if they go around this headland, that's where all the fish are, and that's the boon. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I hope you've made enough for yourself. No, I like my beverage better. It's sweeter. Sweeter? See, look at the fish's face. He doesn't know. Sweeter? What does this mean? It's just not as bitter as the shotl's bark. That's just how it tastes to me. I do not know what taste is. Sweet and bitter mean nothing. What does it feel like to taste something? And this is a side view of Kumix's head. I don't know. Kumix pondered the mechanics of taste. See, here's the little bark that the fish calls bark, the shotl bark. He's popping it in his mouth, and there's the tongue, and he's imagining all the different things that go on in his head to be able to taste. He's like, okay, so like there's smelling, there's hearing, there's seeing, because you can see the thing, you can hear the thing, you can taste it and smell it, you can hold it, you can touch it. And of course, there's the sun god section of the brain and the moon god section of the brain. And back behind the ears, right there and sort of behind the pineal gland is Chalk's area. So now he's talking to the fish again, and he's saying, I would have thought that you knew everything. Chalk says, some things are occluded from the gods. That is the way of Wakachan. Just bring the delicious bark, and I will provide you all the information you need. So, this continues on, and the wet season began, and suddenly Kumix was very busy. Chalk conveyed prophecies and fortunes that helped the village prosper, and their esteem of Kumix grew to new heights. So here he is fixing somebody, saying, I feel much better now, thank you. And this woman's saying, you truly are our Itzam. And Itzam is just the honorific title for shaman. We'll go into this later. Itz is the word for the substance of the universe. That comes later. So here's a crowd gathering around him. He's doing something in the yard. And they're wondering, what is he drawing? They look like saplings. He's making little hatch marks next to these other two matrices in the dirt. I'm matching the movements of sun god and moon god. There is an interesting pattern emerging. So this is obviously something that Chalk has transmitted to him. So, and Sakchen is saying, so these are the paths that the Sky Wanderers follow? That's the planets. That's right, Sakchen. And here they are thinking again. They're gathering around him, and I think they got the wrong idea, because one of them says, I know what he's doing. He's drawing the insides of a hut roof. Is he going to fix the sauna roof? Finally, that thing has been falling through for months. And Kumix does not understand what they're talking about. He's saying, what are they talking about? And Sakchen says, I'll handle it. He reaches out to the crowd and says, that's right. These are the plans for remodeling the sauna. And he's leading him over there. He says, it says, Sakchen suggested that they walk over to inspect the sauna, which was an integral part of the village's religious society. Kumix says, I've never even thatched a roof. And Sakchen just explains, this is the best thing I could come up with. He's sort of like the diplomat of the relation of the duo. The villagers believe you can do anything now. Do you need time to receive a vision? And here is Chalk whispering in his ear, "You need a vision." And this is what visions look like, I guess. And it says inside this vision, it's a vision of the tree root cave. And it says, build the sauna to look like the tree root cave. And suddenly, or soon, there it is. Looks just like a tree root cave. Why did we tear down the whole sauna? We just need a new roof. What is he making us build? It looks like a pregnant belly. And here he is explaining. It's a new design. Relax, friends. I saw it in a vision. For several days, Kumix and Sakchen were the only people who used the sauna. The other villagers had only ever seen square structures. They believed surely this nursery, because it looks like a pregnant belly, would collapse. But eventually, a few curious souls ventured in and discovered how spacious and stable it was. No one remembered why they thought it was so bizarre. See, here they are, gathered around the coals, and a little wisp of smoke going up. It says, "It's so nice in here. The smoke rises straight out of that little hole." See, he's pointing up there. Look, it's up there. And this one says, "It's efficient." As Kumix communicated with Chalk more frequently, they began to use fewer words. Now, Chalk simply sent images to Kumix's mind. One morning, he sent a horrific scene. I think you recognize this. Terrifying beasts, half deer, half sea monster, crashing through the ocean toward his village with silver swords and lightning. See, look at that terrifying face. I would be terrified if I saw that in a dream. And there's a bunch of them. Sweet Lord, what does this mean? Fish says, "You must prepare your people. Your village will be destroyed by monsters." Monsters are coming to kill us? Yes, there will be human death, but that is not the worst of it. These monsters come to cut the line between the world and the underworld. Yes, Kumix, when they cut the cord, everything will fall apart. Oh, no, he says, Maze God's umbilical cord? Yes, Kumix. And there's Maze God, and there's his umbilical cord going down to the center of the earth. And here's a wider view of it. From this distance, he just looks like a star. But there's the umbilical cord going straight down to the earth. What can I do? You can do nothing to stop them. So why are you telling me this? You must teach your people the ritual that will rejoin the cord. So these monsters are going to cut the cord, and the rituals will help rejoin the cord. How many days do I have to prepare? When will this happen? Chalk says, the number of my scales. 912,500 days. What? He doesn't even know. They can barely count up to 20. He's like, what? And so Chalk rephrases, 2.5 millennia. And this blows his mind. Millennia? He does not even understand the concept. The Wayab is sort of like an avatar. It's like the physical form of a spiritual being. The Wayab projected an image into Kumix's mind. And there it is. There. 1,000 boxes. Each box equals 1 day. Get it? A box equals 1 day? How could that be? That makes no sense. Look at him. He's pointing right at it. It's like, I don't understand. 100 down this way, 100 down that way makes 1,000. Blows his mind. Okay, no, wait. Think of it this way. Imagine a grid of 20 boxes. Oh, I have a grid exactly like that in my hut. I put 1 stone in a box each night. That way I can track the movements of Moon God. But why do you put so many boxes in the first grid? 20 days, so 20 days equals 1 month. And so in this arrangement, in this matrix, the empty days are the days that haven't been filled, so there's only 6 more days left in the month. That's how we know. All right, now, just imagine 500 of these lunar calendars stacked on top of each other. Okay, so 500 of these 500. Okay, that still doesn't work. The fish is thinking, this is not working. And even Cumix is upside down. What does that even mean? Okay, how about this? I think he's getting it now. Hold out your hand. 50 grains of maize will fit in your palm, right? And remember, maize in the olden times, before it was developed into corn the way we see it now, had very, very small grains, very, very small grains. So 50 grains of maize would fit in there. They're not corn kernels. They're little bitty little grains. That feels about right. He's imagining. Let's pretend each grain represents a year in the life of a human. So 50 days, or 50 grains equals 1 year, or 1 lifetime. The same way a rock represents a day in your lunar calendar. So 1 rock equals 1 day, 50 grains equals 50 years. Okay? Now, put a palmful of grain in each box, and that means a box holds 50 years, approximately the life of a human, right? So 20 boxes equals a millennium. Amazing, I see them all. You can imagine it. 1,000 years all in one box. So that's how he learned what 1,000 means. And this story is a lot about not counting, but comprehending numbers and lack of numbers, as you'll see. But I've gone through 2 spreads now, and before I go on to the next, I'll close the page, and we'll continue next week. I hope you come back.